Hello, Shamar here. I'm back again. It's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I need to go to bed soon. But I had intended to shoot a video earlier this morning, but not this morning. I intended to shoot a video before going to work this afternoon. But as stated earlier in my last video, I got called right when I was about to shoot something, and anyway, I had to go do all that and work late. Now it's about 10 minutes to 2, and that's one thing that has struck me that I felt like mentioning, that I've been seeing all over the internet and the blogosphere and on the news and everywhere in our country right now, that it's really starting to annoy me, is all the right-wing fucking nut jobs complaints about President Obama and how he said he was going to do all these things and he hasn't done anything yet and all that, you know. And it's only been barely 100 days. And I mean, he hasn't had much time. He definitely hasn't had much time to do anything. Not only that, the Republican GOP and everyone on that side has been fighting him all the way with everything he's tried to do, and he's still got quite a few plans started and on the way, and I think he's making progress. And I just have to, it annoys the hell out of me the way people want to bitch about things like that. So far, I looked up a couple things. So far, it looks like, as him starting to try and get his plans implemented and things like that, and he's still got to get him passed through Congress and all that sort of thing. In his first 100 days, you know, there's been the whole stimulus thing that he's actually got passed and got through, with all the bitching and complaining and whining from everybody saying we don't want government around. Well, you guys have been doing it your way for the last 8 years, and it about killed us, so fuck you. Let's try it another way. Let's see. He's done a lot. He's done a lot of trying to get energy plans move away from fossil fuels and things like that. There's been a lot of good things that I've been really impressed with what he has been through. But he's got a hell of a daunting task ahead of him, and I wish people would give it a fucking chance. And yeah, as I said, over the first 100 days, the GOP's been opposing everything he tried to do. And even now, I think he made an address Wednesday or something like that, and he's talking about how he wants to reach out, and how even encouraging his own people not to be hating on the Republicans and all that, because we need to do this in a bipartisan way and all that sort of thing. And even now we have the extreme nut jobs like Rush Limbaugh's racist ass and people like that just saying insane things and agging on these people all over the country that were already against everything in the first place, and filling their head with these kind of lies and making things even worse. We've even got Senator John McCain in Arizona recently talking about excuse me, how the president and Democrats don't really want to compromise on big controversial issues and things like that. And I don't see how he's the one not compromising. He's trying to do things bipartisanly, and it's the Republican side that's not compromising, because they didn't like his plans from the start. And they're fighting him tooth and nail all the way right now. Even things that I've been really happy about, like that I've seen him do, like immediately right after getting into office, he's meeting with the people like the Venezuelan president and a couple other countries, and already got them interested in coming back to joining the peace talks that they were out of forever. He's been able to lift them to get a start on lifting the embargoes in Cuba and all that sort of thing. He's been dealing with a lot of foreign affairs with Taiwan and things like that, and I like the job I've seen so far. There's a lot of plans that are getting started, but it's just getting started. We're in such a shithole that's been created only for so long now, and especially the last 8 years have kicked us and knocked us down because of our freaking retarded President George W. Bush, that it's going to take a long time to get over this hump. And I don't know, I'm just so sick of it. I like to get online, and there's a couple of groups that I read what people have to say and comment on from time to time, and Obama supporting groups and things like that, and there's always these nut jobs coming in talking about, he said he was going to change this and change that, and look, he hasn't changed anything. It's been like 4 months. It's I mean, how much can he actually do in that short of time with it's taken 8 years to get us where we are. How much do you expect him to do in a few months? I say just give it a little more time. But I'm just really sick of hearing about all that kind of shit. What else has been in the news? They're still arguing over the whole Nancy Pelosi CIA thing. I would really love to see an end come to this, because I'm sick of hearing them bitching. It's plastered all over the news. He said, she says the CIA never told her about the waterboarding, and they say she's lying that they told her, and then they've still got these things classified that would answer that question easily. I mean, the papers that showed what she was debriefed on and all that is still classified. I don't see why that. I mean, it's all out in the open anyway. I mean, how could it cause much trouble to declassify things like that? I mean, it's they could answer this in a heartbeat. It would almost seem as if, you know, they're just leaving this stuff in the news to keep people's attention from who knows what else they're trying to deal with. Just like the whole swine flu thing, which seems to have flew over us with not a major problem, which seemed to be trying to distract from the whole terrorist trial thing. But anyways, I'm optimistic to see what's going to happen in the next 100 days, though. I, for one, have been happy with this first 100 days, and I'm optimistic to see what changes and what direction we're going to start moving here very soon. Hopefully, by the end of this first year, we'll at least feel that we're starting to move in one direction or the other. I guess that's all I have to say about that subject for the moment. There were some other things I wanted to talk about, and sitting here recording, and I can't remember what the hell I wanted to talk about. I guess I'm just tired. Like I said, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, and I wanted to make a video because I haven't said much in the last few days, and that's something to talk about. What do you guys think? What do you guys think about the single-payer healthcare plan? I understand Obama's answers to questioning about it, on how if our country didn't have a process, it wasn't already didn't have an already established healthcare process, you know, which is mostly through employers and things like that with the health insurance, then we could easily start making grounds to get some type of single payer type of thing. But since we're already established, and that's like 1/6 of our economy, it might cause major problems if we tried to completely overhaul that right now, especially considering the situation our economy's in right now. So maybe it is a good idea, maybe it's not a good idea, but I really was a bit let down to see that just get brushed off the table so quickly. At least it'd be nice for it to still be out there under discussion while we're considering other options for healthcare. Because healthcare is actually a pretty big idea, a pretty big thing for me right now. Because I grew up pretty damn poor. Hell, I've rarely had for much healthcare at all. Hell, I've had health insurance barely ever in my life for very short periods through a couple employers here and there. And it would be great to get some kind of healthcare plan going on in this country, because a lot of people can't afford this regular health insurance like you know, wealthy people can get and things like that. And that's something I think we definitely need in this country. So I'm looking forward to see what kind of plans we may come out with for healthcare. We seem to be the only established modern country that doesn't have a more public healthcare type of program like that. Other than that, there's not a whole hell of a lot else that just pops into my head at the moment. I'm sure once I stop recording and sit down on the couch or go lay down, I'll realize there was a bunch of other things that I wanted to talk about, and I'll remember what they were. But I don't have them I don't know them offhand right now. So I guess I'll leave it at that. And if anybody's watching this and has something else they'd like to say about a couple of these topics, or something else that may be really important right now that I haven't thought about mentioning, and I know there's some other things I want to talk about. A lot of things need a little more thought. But with that, peace.